brigands and goblins lay siege to the great smeals of Tuckborough. Provisions are running low, and time is running short.
Welcome back everyone to the complete Pineleaf, and today we are running our first skirmish on this character. And the most important thing that we can do at the start is of course to change the name of my archer to Flax. Alright, hello Flax, ready? Then it's time for us to head out and run a skirmish. This is my first skirmish on this character, which is because they only opened up skirmishes today. Oh, poor Shepherd of Filth, dead before it could get its worms off. Haha. There you go. Let's clear the first control point. Take care of a couple archers along the way. And start to earn some marks. Now, of course, I do have the marks I earned from various boxes and all that fun Oh, I moved around. I don't know what happened there. Hey, that's called getting out of my area there. Well then, I just cleared out this little area a little bit early. I wandered a little bit off because we needed to head out right here. There you go. They changed the landscape enough that I forgot what it looked like. Whee! Now let's head out this way. See, my character here is so inexperienced in running this skirmish because first skirmish here, even I've been catching and forgetting stuff. So I'm so far going after one of each lieutenant. Actually, I think that would be... There are only about 5 lieutenants in solo mode and Trouble in Tuckborough, so yes, we are going to have at least one repeat here somewhere. Alright, and that takes care of that. We're getting through this pretty quickly. Front Strange at level 43. I know there's at least one more around here somewhere. Ah, here you go. This goblin here. Hello. And once we take care of that, now we can take care of the second control point. Summon that counterattack. Make sure his Flax isn't lost. I mean, when has a skirmish soldier ever gotten lost, right? So the thing that's surprising me here is that traditionally the low 40s has been a rather nasty time skirmish-wise. Though they did do some adjustments to everything at some point. So far we've gotten 4 different lieutenants. Now we still have the other Dower Hand still to face. We've got the so far on our lieutenants, skirmish lieutenants. We've got the Shepherd, Bearer of Blight, Kegmaster. Basically, we still need the Venomous Blood Arrow, Defender of the Vial. Yeah, we are getting different ones constantly through here. Because sometimes I run skirmish where I feel like I'm constantly getting the same lieutenant. So this is the most spread out I think I've seen them in a little while. So that's the way the luck goes. Sometimes you get many different ones, and sometimes you get many of the same. There you go. And hopefully it evens out in the end. Let's see. Do we have a sickle flies coming from the Great Willow? So obviously we're going to have to go to the Great Willow. And... oh. Okay. Oh, the digger is up also. Alright. I was wondering if the bear was up, but obviously not. Let's hopefully that we get a properly behaving skirmish here. I had a run of the Battle in the Tower. Obviously, I'm talking about on the other servers, where I was getting encounter mobs that were way off, let's just say. Now, it's traditional occasionally having some misspawns in skirmishes, but in this case I managed to have 3 different encounters that had extras. One of them was Hogwarts, that brigand, and of course that meant running into the brigand on the way up, since when you have a misspawn, an extra spawn of an encounter, they don't wait till the actual spawn point. They spawn at the very beginning, which is really annoying. So I had to go through Hogwarts. I believe it was the signature, no, not the signature version, the Elite Master version, one that you're normally only get in small fellowship runs. So I had to deal with him. Then we had the one with the dog where was it a warg? Yes, the warg, where I had to deal with the version for the solo mode one. Alright, that's fine. It was at the wrong level, but that wasn't too bad. Let's go up and take care of this of gosh fog. Then we could worry about the rest of the stuff. But then I had to worry about another copy of the warg, and this was the raid version of. Now, of course, I didn't realize that there was a raid version of the warg there until after I was in the battles. Oh, that was really fun trying to do that. I think if I weren't on a warden, I think I would have been squashed completely on there. I think that's the only class where I could survive that type of incident. Then we were coming down to the end where I was about to... oh, venomous blood arrow. Really? We are really getting it. I think that sounds like the only thing that's left is a deathmonger, maybe. Is there a deathmonger around, I wonder? Hey, is there a deathmonger in there? Let's see, there's a zealot of pain, that looks like, and a keg master. So both of those are repeats. So no stormkeeper then, or yeah. If I really want to know which ones I got, there we go, because these are all the ones we've been with Bolero, Defender of the Wild, Zealot of Pain, Kegmaster, Bearer of Blight, Shepherd of Filth. So it looks like we're getting repeats after that. We started out with new ones all the way through for quite a while. No strong leaning on anything. There you go. So, alright, so that was the second one. Then when I was getting ready to come to the boss room, you had the one where you had... one of the set encounters I had was Ilarian, or whatever her name is, the sorceress, and she spawned up in there, but I was saying, After what happened earlier, though, I was double checking everything. I said, okay, let's make sure there isn't another copy of this before I go and try to take her on. And I said, all right, there's the solo version. Oh, hold on, there's also a small fellowship version. Oh, hold on, there's also a full fellowship version. Oh, wait a minute, there's also a raid version of it here. So there were actually 4 copies of the mob there, getting ready to pounce on me if I was very, very careful on there, because I don't think I would have had any hope of surviving that, even on a warden. And I was mainly in that skirmish run anyway to go after a harbinger. So I just had to tiptoe around them. And I think this is one of my faster Tuckborough runs I ever remember having. Another bearer of blights. So it looks like they're the winners for the most of any of them then, because we've got 3 of these. There you go. I think what I'll do is, oh no, that's not the archer. I try to be wary when I'm going through the courtyard, because I don't want to get too many things at once. Now, where did... Oh, there's a zealot right there. There you go. Okay, now... I don't think I'll get too much here. It's possible that I might get the... Oh, I didn't notice that. Spear chucker there. I hear... Who's she firing at? Ah, alright, fortunately that spear was too far away from the zealot for him to notice. I was hearing Flax firing her bow, which, since I didn't order her to fire at the zealot, I was saying, alright, what did I miss? Because I know she won't fire at the zealot until he's down to a third. Because I know how the soldiers react against the... Oh. I know how they act when they are in the presence of a zealot of pain. There you go. Now, for this hour, I'm finally getting some medallions. I did get 2 during the tutorial, and I've gotten another 2 here. I'll probably get 1 more for the boss fight. I can start picking them up because I do have a item that I noticed that's available in Rivendell that I was thinking, but it needs marks and medallions. I think I have plenty of marks for it, but not enough medallions, so this will be a potential source of those. I suppose if I could ever sign up for a run of one of the scaling instances, maybe I could get some medallions that way, but I've been mostly solo on this so far because I tend to be a little bit lagging behind everyone else since I'm going at the speed of bingo. There you go. And that is a trouble in Tuckborough. My she got in backwards, then she respawned to her right position. Alright, that's good. That's our first skirmish here, and on my character here on the Honor server, because today we had skirmishes available. There's also this thing called Moria that opened, but let's remember the important thing that opened up here, and that's skirmishes. And that's it for that. Hello there. Remember me? You sent me out into the Misty Mountains. I found these interesting relics. Would you believe it? But they were actually being clung to the feet of the snow crawlers out there. Imagine that!
What can I do for you?
You actually found relic fragments on the snow lurkers? I can hardly believe it. See, I knew you wouldn't believe it. I suspected that such fragments would become entangled in the legs of the snow lurkers, but I have never observed that behavior myself. My musings have been proven true by your efforts. Thank you. I am pleased as well that you collected these old fragments, but there is no shortage of those in Imladris, and I am more excited about my musings being correct. I thank you for that. Wonderful.
Stay a moment.
Once Master Delurus hears I was correct in my belief that the pieces of pottery and other relics could become entangled in the root-like legs of the snow lurkers of the Misty Mountains, he is certainly to give me more interesting assignments. Bring these relic fragments to him, Pineleaf, and tell him from whence you retrieve them. Perhaps he will send you back to me with an invitation to examine the most precious artifacts kept in Imladris. I can't wait to study them with my own eyes. You'll find Master Delurus within the library of Lord Elrond's house. He is always to be found there, deep in thought. All right. Okay, very well. I'll do so. Hello there. I was sent to bring you these fragments that I found in the legs of snow crawlers.
What do you need?
You retrieved this relic fragments from the snow lurkers of the Misty Mountains? That is very interesting, Pineleaf, and Glorenglir is to be commended for thinking it possible. In one blow, the mountain passes are made safer from those who must travel for them, and we collect pieces of our history for further study. It's a worthy accomplishment. And yet, I would ask you one question. Did Glorenglir examine these fragments before she sent you to me? No? She didn't? I thought not. This was always been her main fault, and it is the reason I refuse to allow her access to the most interesting artifacts kept here. Glorenglir is more concerned with boasting of her finds, with celebrating her accomplishments, than with examining the pieces she has uncovered. Until she learns to contemplate and appreciate the history of the pieces, she'll never become a true scholar.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Glorenglir has not understood the significance of these fragments, Pineleaf, but I do. These are shards from what must have been a beautiful vase, crafted long ago by some lord of the Eldar. If you can retrieve more fragments of this vase, it might be possible to reassemble it. Its former glory might have been lost to the carelessness or necessity, but history leaves us with one certainty. Though broken, something once fair can be made beautiful again, through care and goodwill. Return to the source of the Bruinen, and search the drifts there for more fragments. The remaining pieces are sure to be most jagged. Yes, before you dig them out of the drifts yourself, or rely on Glorenglir's snow lurkers, I leave it to you. But be warned, however, that the chance of finding the remaining fragments will likely be quite low. Now, of course, this is an MMO, which means it is an almost certainty. I guess we could start out with checking some of the lurkers to see if they have these big jaggedy pieces. Always a possibility. And in fact, now whether or not they are part of the same is of course a completely different matter. But it's a start. Oh yes, we need to go and inform our friend that we managed to put up our sign for along the road about those evil men. I posted that sign for you.
What do you want?
I trust that you posted my sign. I'm glad to hear it, for now I have another. What?
Come and stay a moment.
It's my job to keep these passes safe for travelers, Pineleaf, but especially for the trade of my kin wants to be reestablished through these mountains. And there are threats everywhere. Now I need one at the entrance of Gabilazan. Warning, evil dwarves. For those dour hands. Yeah, that's right, I couldn't fit those good-for-nothing, oath-breaking, false-speaking, thin-bearded dour hands, so I'll just have to leave it at this. Right. Well, I'll be able to do that later. And I think we need to find some more fragments. It appears I'm having a lot easier time finding these lurkers than these snowdrifts he was talking about. Yes, these are 4 nice and jagged fragments. I think I'm going to bring them to him and see what he thinks. Would any of these do?
What do you need?
While you were away, Pineleaf, I was able to partially reassemble this vase. It was a thing of beauty, even incomplete. I wonder at its maker, and the circumstances that brought it to lie abandoned in pieces beneath the snow of the mountains. I see you brought some jagged fragments with you. I'll see if any of them belong to this vase. All right.
Mind my words, traveler.
We have been very fortunate, Pineleaf, for some of those fragments were indeed once part of this vase. I have repaired it as best I can, and the beauty it once had has returned in some small measure. I have another task for you. There are tables throughout Rivendell on which pieces of art and history are sometimes placed for contemplation. Bring this vase to the table near Glorenglir. If she recognizes it as being the sum of the fragments you earlier uncovered for her, I shall agree to further her instructions as a scholar and give her leave to study some of the more valuable artifacts kept here in Imladris. If she does not recognize the vase, she will have received my final lesson. Place the vase on the table, observe her reactions, and return to me, and we will speak further. Very well. Let's go and see what she thinks about it. Here we are. Hopefully she'll be able to see it from the rest of the items on here. There you go. That's an interesting vase, friend. Is it from Lord Elrond's collection? Right. Didn't recognize it at all. Nope, she didn't recognize it.
What do you need?
It does not surprise me that Glorenglir failed to recognize the vase, Pineleaf, even though she had some part in restoring it. I thank you for your assistance, and I hope the lesson of Glorenglir will stay with you. Be not so eager to advance that you fail to experience the moment, Pineleaf, in life and in all things. Very well, and I suppose we'll just have to leave it at that. Alright, thank you. And that's it for that little quest. And next time we are going to be heading out deeper into the Misties. You're kidding me. Already I finished a deed in the Misty Mountains? Wow. Alright. Next time we are going to head out deeper into the Misty Mountains, where we are going to continue the epic storyline and deal with some goblins in our next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.